Hey guys, good morning. How are you? I need to get a couple of these buckets. I've got some pruners here, gloves. I'm about to get some stuff done in the garden. These are tags I was just taking out. I need a couple of buckets. I'm going to prune my roses and prune back all the dead that's still left around some of my perennials because they're kind of starting to grow again, just barely. And I want to get it all cleared out of the cottage garden. And I'm going to put everything I clip off in these buckets so I can put it in the compost. Definitely cleanup time. Got a bit of a mess out here and it's time to reset all these spaces. So if you missed the last video, we're in the middle of kind of redoing a project here with these walkways. Before I get started, I'm going to give all these plants a drink. All right, pruning roses. I just want to tell you here on the front end, there are people who are incredibly good at growing roses and are incredibly particular about how they do things like this. I'm not one of them. Like, if you're looking for the super technical way to grow roses, I'm probably not your girl. I have a mix of like beautiful heritage tea roses and the $3 Walmart clearance, so that kind of gives you an idea of what's going on out here in this rose garden. It's just, I buy what I think is pretty, I put it in, I do my best to take care of it in a reasonable sense, and then the strong survive. That's kind of what we have. So I've got some pruners here. I'm a touch late on doing this. I probably should have done about 2 weeks ago. It's fine. Like, they're just starting to grow back. But basically you have, like, this is old growth. Like, this was here last year, and you can see that there's buds on some of this old growth that dried up from last year. And I'm cutting off pretty much all the old growth. And if you see all these little buds here, these are all going to turn into new branches. So you can cut them back like a whole lot. I usually cut them back relatively heavily just because I don't want them to get massive, and it's hard to prune them heavily because you think you're going to do something wrong, but pruning them actually makes them grow more and flower more. So like, this is an old branch that was here last year, and you can sort of tell which ones are kind of like crusty looking, and I'm going to cut that whole thing off. And some of them, like these are kind of bigger branches from last year, and I'm going to cut them down, and all of these little nubs are going to turn into new branches. So I'm just going to cut it down a lot. I already pulled all this off this particular one. Now you can get way more technical than that, and if you look up how to prune roses, I'm just showing you this and telling you this so that if you are feeling even remotely overwhelmed and how to prune roses, like, it's probably fine. Just go cut some of the stuff off if you're feeling overwhelmed. Now, if you want to learn the technical way to do it, you can totally do that, but you don't have to do it super precisely. So yesterday, hey Mike, come here. I introduced you guys to my friend Michael. I'm gonna come away from these fans so everybody can hear us. So
how many times have you introduced me? I feel like
you
introduced all the time.
He's been around, but you have to. Somebody could be watching this video. It's their first time to ever even see me. So. Oh, okay. We have to do that.
Hi, I'm Michael.
This is Michael Ball. Interestingly, I have my headphones in and I'm actually listening to your song.
I'm doing the same thing right now.
Are you?
Yeah. Because you're talking and I just keep hearing my voice and I'm going, maybe that's my inner voice. No, it's my headphones. Well, thank you very much.
So, you might not know this. I think I have said this in a video in the past. Michael's a musician. If you've ever seen me like share anything that he's in on Instagram, he shares some music over there. But recently has started sharing some instrumental EP albums, I guess you would call them.
For sure.
And they're on all major platforms. Under the name AJR Ball, which is the name that he uses for the things that he's written.
Is Abigail, Judah, Rebecca.
His babies.
Ball, so it's my babies.
Yeah. And actually the song I'm listening to, I've paused it now since we're talking, but is Lover of the Land.
Yes.
Which, when you first sent it to me, I was like, okay, this may be one of my favorite things you've ever written. I know that we've had a lot of conversations on that topic. Yeah. And it's really good, and I would love to share it with you guys. So I'm going to play it over here if that's cool with you, and let them hear it.
and we actually are listening to it. So
I
it's
know.
like you're going to watch it through a montage, and we're actually listening to it while we work.
I know, I was sitting here. It was funny because it just came up next on the playlist I've been listening to it on. And I was like, oh, that's hilarious. Like, this is playing while I'm working in my garden with the dude who made the song.
That's
so
right.
I hope you guys love it. I will put a link to Michael's music. This recent album is the first one he's released where he's actually singing. And his beautiful wife, who I adore, also named Jess. She sang on it, and she's one of my favorite voices in all the world whenever it comes to singing. When I get to hear her sing in person, I'm always super happy. And when they told me that she was going to sing on the album, I was super excited. So anyway, so enjoy this. I'm going to get back to Pruning Roses with my music on.
Seasons often come too quick and I feel like I'm behind with reasons I just can't forget to find. They say it's all a fickle dreaming. I shouldn't dig the lines, but this garden's bound to grow and slowly rise. I'm just a lover of the land, and I dream with my heart in my hands. And I've got millions of dreams in need of me, and right now I just have one. I'm just a lover of the land, and I dream with my heart in my hands. And I've got millions of dreams in need of me, and right now I just have one. I dream about the things I read and somehow goes unseen.
Oh, good song, huh? A fitting one to listen to on pruning day. This is not my favorite job. I did find my good gloves. I had my winter work gloves on because I looked all through the house and in the greenhouse. I couldn't find my regular work gloves. They were in the side by side. So good gloves make pruning day definitely an easier task. So I showed you guys on that plant, which that plant actually is in pretty good shape. This one's a much more obvious case whenever it comes down to pruning, where you've got like the obvious branches that are still got a lot of life in them, and then ones that are kind of browned up. You definitely want to cut off anything that looks dead. So I'm telling you all of this and telling you I may not even be doing it right. And you know, I've read plenty about it. At this point, I've been growing roses for several years, and I've kind of like haphazardly just pruned them back quite a lot in the year. About every year as they start to grow back, I'll come out and prune them, and it's going very well. Like it's fine. And the reason I say all of this is not to discourage you from learning the right way on something, but I didn't grow roses for a long time because I perceived them as something that was way too high maintenance and way too fussy. And when I would go read what expert people had to say about caring for them, I would feel very overwhelmed. And so my response was to just not mess with them at all. And one year Jeremiah bought me a rose for Mother's Day, hand the boys, that orange rose that used to be on my trellis at my old farm, if you've been here that long. I have some in pots. I plan on putting those up here on some arches as well. They bought me those, and I remember growing them the first year and having this image of these beautiful roses covering this arbor. And the first year that I had to prune them, I was so anxious about it. And I finally just went out and did the best I could, and it grew great. And I was like, man, I think I've overcomplicated this. Imagine that. Unfortunately, I overcomplicate a lot of things and then get into a place of analysis paralysis. So the reason why I share with you guys now whenever I'm doing something like somewhat haphazardly, I'm not trying to like necessarily glorify that, but I am trying to assure you, like, though there's always the option of doing something excellently, sometimes you can get by and still get pretty flowers just doing the best you can, even if it's not all the way up to that standard. That looks beautiful.
I think it's fine.
Fine? Fun? Lovely?
Yeah.
Great? Perfect?
Well, just make sure you say that my side's better than Jim's side. That's what you want to do.
I like how you're so outspoken and Jim's so quiet that he just takes it.
No, it's because the camera's on it. If the camera wasn't on it, he'd let me have it. I know that he does not like.
So you're taking
it.
it.
Yes.
You're taking advantage of
But
the
this
situation.
is, you know this. This dude right here could be one of the greatest actors the world has ever seen.
That is true. Accurate.
Will.
I think I got all of the roses. Oh no, there's one more over there. I'm also just pruning back everything that's dead. Like, this is lemon balm. I've got lemon balm and mint in these beds, and they're going to take over, but whatever. It is what it is at this point. This is yarrow, and this just had a lot of dead growth on it. I don't bother cutting that back when it's winter. But since it's all starting to grow again, I want to get it fresh. This is the last rose I have to do. This path completely changes the look with it being so distinguished. I like it.
It's a distinguished gentleman. My, what is that? A distinguished gentleman.
My. I have a clip of my cat sitting. You know how my cat sits upright like a man? I have.
Well, he's got an awesome face, too.
Yeah, he does. He does look like a gentleman. He looks like a grumpy gentleman. So over here is the mint bed. And, you know, some things, if you leave them, it's really easy to just come in and break it off if you're wearing gloves. You know, had I cut these a couple months ago, I probably would have had to use the pruners. But right now, I just need to get all of the old growth back cleared off, because as you can see, my mint is growing back in this bed. Interestingly, the two kinds seem to have kind of mixed, and it may be that this was the variegated mint and only parts of it are coming back variegated. That's pretty common, but I don't know. I'm seeing some variegated sprouts pop up as well as the regular, and I just want to clear this all out so this stuff can grow. This feels like it made such a difference to me to get all these pruned. I mean, I only carried like 6 buckets of clippings out of here, so it's not like I took that much mass out, but that and the path, it's looking really good. Hey, Katie girl. What's up, little cutie? What do you say? He's so cute. Hey, y'all, what's up? It is the next day, and I realized upon editing this video that I failed to finish it, so I figured might as well come out and show y'all the next day progress of the path. I'm headed down to the greenhouse right now. I've got some seeds that I found in my bedroom. I have seeds everywhere, and I'm bringing down here to start in the greenhouse. And I have my camera. I'm going to take some pictures of my seedlings. I've not been taking a lot of photos lately, and I'm trying to amend that.
Fellowship right now. Very serious. Strider just showed up. This is very important.
Nothing like doing some nice rock work to an audiobook, huh?
Audiobook, you go.
We've listened to the Lord of the Rings audiobook so many times. That's a classic. You can never go wrong with that. This looks beautiful.
We are getting there.
It's so exciting. I was actually looking at a video from just, a few weeks ago. I've already forgotten what a difference it makes. You know how that is? Like, just because you don't see the side-by-side comparison, but man, this makes a massive difference.
When everything comes in.
Oh man, yeah.
It's going to be incredible. And then, you know, when it starts sort of overtaking the sides a little bit.
Yeah, softening the lines a little. Awesome. It looks amazing. Thank you all for your work. Well, y'all, I am going to crank my music, or maybe an audiobook, and I'm going to get to work. I'll check back in with you guys later on the next video. Thank you for hanging out with me today and all the days you do. I bless you. Until next time.